America! Actually, there's nothing wrong. I just felt like doing that because I know you Yanks like it. What up, man? It's quite a bit that's gone on since the last HLC video. So I take it this is going to be a long one?
It's funny you should say that, Beans on Toast. Russia's mom says the same thing when I drop my pants.
You shut up your mouth! My mother is a great woman, and she's very nice and polite. You stop saying those things about her.
Well, that's one thing we agree on there, Russia, is your mother is a wonderfully nice lady. But I will tell you, knock on the door before you enter, especially if it sounds like I'm fist fighting a lasagna in there.
Fist fighting? Oh. That's disgusting.
I just want to know why we're protecting Russia from the lasagna monster.
You poor, innocent murder tard. The nation of Iran has now continued to rebuild our nuclear power infrastructure. You know we can see you, right? So what, America? We are just building power plants for the nation of Iran. We don't trust you. Anyone else in favor of reimposing sanctions on Iran? Yeah. I'm back Germany here. Oui. I mean, I kind of never really stopped with the sanctions. And I dropped some serious fucking firepower on them. So, yeah, you got my vote, obviously. Then it's settled. Sanctions reimposed. Not like I'm building them, but where do you guys in NATO get off? You can just impose sanctions and you think that you are the moral compass that the world should use when trying to potentially, and or not, produce nuclear weapons. Why do you get to be the end-all? You pump millions into giving terror groups around the world firepower. And you think that it's a good idea to allow you to have nuclear weapons.
Plus, the last idiot we allowed to have him fucking stubs his toe and threatens the world with nukes every goddamn time. You'd think he'd learn his goddamn lesson during the Cold War, isn't that right, Russia?
I am not talking to that fucking plane.
Look, you don't gotta call me Dad, but you will call me Sir.
Stop it, Buff.
That's not fair. Why?
Because it's really hard to stay focused on what's going on in the world when you say shit like that. Speaking of, Russia, I know you have a nuclear submarine down in the Strait that happened to render an SOS signal. Do you need us to help? We're not going to leave those sailors out there to die. I mean, we could. America, it's maritime law. It doesn't matter who the ship belongs to. If they're in need on the ocean, we are obligated to help. And that's normally the rule. However, the last time I helped an aggressor nation, North Korea, that had pirates coming after one of their ships, they said thank you and now continue to threaten me with nukes.
Like the great George Bush said, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you ain't gonna fool me again.
I don't need any help from the likes of NATO with any of my vessels on the ocean. It will be just fine. Especially from countries that are giving targeting data to Ukraine. No, we're not. They would be way more accurate. Your HIMARS is guided from satellites in space. That is how it finds the targets on the ground. You can't lie and tell me that you are not providing targeting data to these people on the ground. Do you not understand how HIMARS works? You kind of just program where you want it to go in the system. It's super easy, like super operator friendly. And then in the back of the system, there's 3 ring laser gyros that provide pitch, yaw, and roll and tell it exactly how it's positioned. And then it knows its position because, obviously the missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. And then it goes from that position to the position where you tell it to go. And by the time it lands, the HIMARS is packed up and gone. That's why it's such an effective system. But how do they know where to hit, like my power infrastructure that you have allowed?
Damn, it's 2025 and homie doesn't even know that Google Earth fucking exists.
No, previously we had restricted their use to in Ukraine only. And since you wanted to be a hard-headed fuckface, we told them, okay, shoot at whatever you want. And they started doing that, which meant that now you're getting hit in places you weren't previously. It's a wild concept, isn't it? You talk to people, you make peace, or else you get fucked over. It's wild. This is an escalation, America. I will start using my Su-57s. And now, where this targeting data is coming from, maybe in Germany, is now considered a legitimate military target. On the list of shit I would do, I would probably put that very, very low on the list. Like, probably not on there at all.
Oh, I'm your fucking Huckleberry.
Wait, you what, America? What? I'm out of ideas. We tried being nice, we tried putting restrictions, we tried talking, we tried everything, and now it's just like, fine. Reap what you sow. There are no strings on me. This escalation cannot be ignored. I would certainly hope not, but I'm really tiring of your fucking saber rattling. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Pull up, motherfucker. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hey, Estonia. Yes, so what can the nation of Estonia do for you? I'm gonna send some troops over for a training exercise. And that's what we will do, but just in case the short snowmobile next door to you decides to get froggy, I mean, we're kind of already there.
Oh, the short snowmobile. That one had a few fucking layers. Top tier. I love it.
Are you sure that is such a good idea, America? When all of your high-ranking generals are away over in Quantico, Virginia? Let me translate what you just said for you. Am I sure it's a good idea to be posturing my forces in this way when the only people who care about their career and the Geneva Conventions are absent? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I've been meaning to ask you about that, America. What is the deal with all of your generals meeting with the Secretary of War, as you now call him, and your president? It's a bit concerning, don't you think?
Nah, it's just a meeting about not being gay anymore.
Buff! No, it was a meeting about basically get back to the basics. Focus on the mission, focus on the job. The U.S. military is not a social experiment. They're a fighting force. Ultimately, their purpose in life is when diplomacy fails, they're not allowed to.
Is there an echo in here? I swear that's what I just said.
And now, your buffoon in charge has deployed troops to Portland. Yeah, it's called cause and effect. I actually had to look into this to see what capacity they were going there for, and it seems like they're only protecting federal buildings, which is well within their right of Title X troops. Now, the initial cause was ICE getting kind of the leash taken off of them and them doing their job, and then people started protesting, and whether their protests are violent or non-violent, you still have to have some form of law enforcement there, which is tying up law enforcement hands. So you can free law enforcement of those constraints by putting troops there just to protect the buildings in case of, any kind of violence or anything like that, so that they can get back to doing their job. Doesn't seem that bad from my side looking in at it, and I don't know how you guys feel about it. But those are also some big fucking words from a place that allows you to marry your first cousin. That's been the law of the land since 1945.
Since I got a copyright for the last one, I gotta go a cappella. Sweet home in England. Where the skies are gray and everybody smells like poo.
I don't know if the last line was on, but I'll take it. And now your conservative side of your government is saying that they want to outlaw it, which I pretty much agree with. And the argument is that that is offensive and intolerant of Middle Eastern individuals who practice that. Well, yes, the concern has been raised that it could cause genetic issues down the line. And there are a large population of immigrants here in the United Kingdom who may or may not practice that.
Like, I know everyone gives white people shit for that, but after hearing that stuff, I'm going to start referring to the Middle East as Alabama bad.
And that's awfully big words from somebody who's having constant mass shootings. Sorry, can't hear you over all this freedom. No, that's the gunfire. It's caused your ears to ring. I am a real American. It's like you don't even care. Of course I do. That shit sucks. Evil people suck. Are you going to do anything about it? I mean, yeah. Sooner or later something. Stop deflecting the question. Haha, shields up. America, stop it. Fine. It's fucking awful. I wish to God it would stop happening. I wish to God something would fucking change. I'm tired of hearing about my fellow Americans getting murdered constantly. And anyone who's like, oh, take all the guns away, that'll solve everything. I encourage you to look up what happened in France with the fucking box truck. Evil people will always find a way. And statistically speaking, and if you have to put your head in someone else's mind, I tried to do that. It was really hard to get my head that far up my ass, but these people are looking for the highest yield for the lowest threat to themselves. They're looking to just cause an impact, which is why they pick areas that are statistically not fucking protected. The best thing every American can do is get a gun and train with it. Or a guy if your name is Hard Pass off of Twitter. Still a good time for a joke. Prepare yourself. These people are looking for any and every possibility of hurting people in large numbers. And the only thing that's going to stop them is an armed populace who is there and able to react before the police are able to arrive on scene. I don't like it. I wish it didn't fucking happen. But people are seeing how much news coverage these individuals are getting, and they're doing everything they can. Copycats, left and fucking right. You're going to see mentally ill individuals who carve anything they possibly can on fucking bullets to try and prove their point after they're gone from this world. People should be able to go to school in peace. People should be able to go to church in peace. These are areas that should be completely fucking safe. But we continue to perpetuate the soft targets that are getting people killed all across the United States. You know why mass shootings don't happen at banks and government buildings? Because they have armed guards 24 hours a day, 7 days a fucking week. Well, banks are closed on Sundays most of the time. I don't know what the long-term answer is. But the short-term answer is protect yourself. Get a firearm and train with it. Get a license to carry and carry it on you. Every public gathering is now potentially a threat to the population. And I feel like it's only getting worse, and maybe it's just because there's more news coverage of it. I don't know. Watch out for yourself and the ones around you.
America, did you happen to see the new flight video and close-up pictures of my new 6th gen fighter?
You keep calling it that, but there is no global standard for generations of aircraft. So if you're counting the low observable stealth without vertical tail stabilizers, cool. I've had that since the B-2, which has been around 30, 40 years? Always imitated, never recreated, fucking Mushu dork. In the spirit of transparency, somebody said that in the comment section, and it's just too good of a joke not to use. So thank you. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Grummy Bear, how fast are we producing F-35 fuselages with that new assembly line you created? At the current rate, with regularly scheduled breaks and things like that, we can produce a fuselage for the F-35 every 30 hours. Sweet, good shit. See if we can get it below that. Let me see who else we got. Oh, Lockdog and Ray. I had to think of the nicknames. I need you guys to double and best case scenario quadruple missile production. Quadruple's going to take some time, but yeah, I'll get on it. Is there a specific missile you want me to focus on, or just kind of whatever? If there's a missile and you produce it, make more of it. What in the bloody hell are you preparing for? To win. Hey, that's my line. Sorry, Poland. It was rather fitting. And UK, look, I would much rather build infrastructure, roads, take care of people, buildings, things like that, but everybody in the world right now wants to beat their chest and talk shit. It's time to show them who's in the lead. Does this still mean I'm sticking around? I think your retirement is still planned. They want me to replace you. You guys know my gun's not as big as his, right? He's got like 5 millimeters per shot on me. It's all right, nerd. Everybody's time comes. It's not the size of the gun. It's how you use it. Weren't you like the leading cause of blue-on-blue incidents in the global war on terror? If you ask me, they shouldn't have been standing there. On top of that, working on a new low-cost missile. It's going to be air-launched. It's going to be a hypersonic, too. Still so far behind in the hypersonic. Shut up. It's a real one, not a fake made-up Russian bullshit one. It's called the Angry Tortoise.
I like turtles.
Of course you do. The interesting thing about it, now my missile brain is taking over, is that it's going to be liquid fueled. Now, previously, liquid fuel was kind of used only when it was needed because it's hard to store and it's corrosive in nature and it eats away at the fuel tanks inside of the missile itself. So most countries that have a brain have switched to solid state fuel, and we use solid state rocket motors. So it's very interesting that this one is liquid state, but they claim that the fuel used is non-corrosive. So I'm eagerly awaiting what happens with this thing.
Oh, hell yeah. Load me up. I'm gonna turtle fuck the shit out of Russia.
I was going to end the video there, but I realized that some of you have never been in the army and don't know what the term turtle fuck means. And it's when your soldier does something wrong or stupid and they're wearing their Kevlar helmet, you then take yours off and smack it against the side of their head as hard as you possibly can, and it makes a loud knock sound. And usually resets the human brain enough that they decide what they've done is a poor decision and they change it in that moment. I'm not going to say I ever did it to anyone else, but it may have happened to me as a young soldier in 2009. It hurts.